Thanks for tuning in. I'm Brock Page, and if you want to save yourself some time, check out my picks for this video in the description section below. Once again, I have to remind you that I am not a sports betting expert, nor do I implore you to take any of my picks. A wise man once said, good ain't free and free ain't good. If for some reason you decide to use the information on this program, you're utilizing it at your own discretion. And with that said, let's get into some picks for the 28th. First game I have for you, it is going to be Golden State at Washington. The betting opened up with Golden State as the 7-point favorites and the total points at an even 231. Since then, Golden State's currently minus 6.5 against the spread, with the total points dropping down to 229.5. Currently, the Warriors are laying 290 on the money line. Speaking of Golden State, they haven't fared all that well against the spread in several categories. They covered just 36% in the second game of the back-to-back. They also covered just 13 out of 30 games as the official road favorite. Before last night's action, both teams were collectively averaging just 217 total combined points in their previous 4 games respectively. Washington games had only gone over the line once in their previous 4 games. All that said, I'm taking the Washington Wizards plus 6.5 against the spread at home. When it comes to the total points, I'm taking the under 229.5. And when it comes to the money line cash, I'm taking the Golden State Warriors winning this one outright in a close one. Next game I have for you, it is going to be Portland at Detroit. The betting opened up with Detroit as the 4-point favorites and the total points at 212.5. Since then, Detroit's now minus 4.5 against the spread, with the total points jumping up to 214.5. Currently, Detroit is laying 200 on the money line. Portland's been shaky against the spread, covering just 6 of 20 games as the road underdog. They also covered just 33% of their games versus teams allowing 99 to 102 a game. They've also failed to cover the spread in their first matchup with Detroit. When it comes to the total points, both teams are collectively averaging just 206 total combined points in their previous 4 games respectively. Both teams have also played in games going under the line in 3 of their previous 4. All that said, I'm taking Detroit minus 4.5 against the spread. When it comes to the total points, I'm taking the under 214.5. And when it comes to the money line cash, I'm taking the Detroit Pistons winning this one outright. Next matchup, Denver at Chicago. The betting opened up with Chicago as the 4.5-point favorites, with the total points at 224.5 total points. Since then, the Chicago Bulls are now minus 4 against the spread, with the total points dropping down to an even 222. Chicago is currently laying 160 on the money line. Although Chicago's favored in this one, they covered just 9 of 23 versus teams winning less than 45%. They also covered just 9 of 21 games as the official home favorite and failed to cover in their first matchup with Denver. When it comes to the total points, both teams have collectively averaged just 217 total combined points in their previous 4 games respectively. Denver has also played in games going under the line in 3 of their last 4. All that said, I'm taking the Denver Nuggets plus 4, winning this one against the spread. When it comes to the total points, I'm taking the under 222. And when it comes to the money line cash, I am taking the Chicago Bulls, winning this one outright in a close one. Next contest, Phoenix at Memphis. The betting opened up with Memphis as the 9.5-point favorites, with the total points at an even 212. Since then, the Memphis Grizzlies are now minus 10 against the spread, with the total points dropping down to an even 211. Currently, the Grizzlies are laying 550 on the money line. Although Memphis is heavily favored, they've covered just 19 of 43 games versus teams allowing more than 102 a game. The Grizzlies have also failed to cover in 2 of their last 3. When it comes to the total points, Both teams are collectively averaging 212 total combined points in their last 4 games respectively. Phoenix games have also gone over the line in 2 of their last 3. All that said, I'm taking the Phoenix Suns plus 10 against the spread. When it comes to the total points, I'm taking the over 211. And when it comes to the Moneyline cash, I'm taking the Memphis Grizzlies, winning this one outright at home. Next game I have for you, it is going to be Utah at OKC in a pick'em contest. Total points jumped up to an even 204. Although Utah's been exceptional in their last 3 games, they've actually covered just 6 of 18 games as the underdog or pick'em this season. They've also covered just 9 of 22 games against teams winning more than 55%. On the other side, Oklahoma City covers a solid 69% of their games at home. They've also successfully covered the spread in their last 3 games. When it comes to the total points, both teams have collectively averaged just 203 total combined points in their previous 4 games respectively. Utah games have also gone under the line in 3 of their last 4. All that said, I'm taking the Oklahoma City Thunder, winning this one in a pick'em contest. When it comes to the total points, I'm taking the under 204. Next and final game for the show, it is going to be Charlotte at the LA Lakers. The betting opened up with Charlotte as the 4.5 point favorites and the total points at an even 215. Since then, Charlotte's now minus 3.5 against the spread, with the total points jumping up to an even 216. Charlotte's currently laying 170 for some Moneyline cash. When it comes to the spread, the numbers are really close. Charlotte covers 44% of their games overall. The Lakers cover 45% in that very same category. Charlotte covers 46% of their games on the road. The Lakers cover 46% of their games at home. Charlotte covers 46% of their games as the favorite. The Lakers cover 48% of their games as the underdog or pick'em. It's really close to call. Before I make my official pick, let's break down the total points real quick. Both teams are collectively averaging just 209 total combined points in their last 4 games respectively. Both teams have also played in games going under the line in 2 of their last 4. All that said, the Hornets have indeed successfully covered the spread in 3 of their last 4. Meanwhile, the Lakers have failed to win and cover in their last 4 straight. 62% of the money's on Charlotte, and I'm in full agreement with the bettors. I'm taking the Charlotte Hornets minus 3.5 against the spread. When it comes to the total points, I'm taking the under 216. And when it comes to the Moneyline cash, I'm taking Charlotte, winning this one outright in a tough road victory. Okay, folks, that is going to do it for me. Once again, I have to remind you that I am not a sports betting expert, nor do I implore you to take any of my picks. A wise man once said, good ain't free, and free ain't good. If for some reason you decide to use the information on this program, you're utilizing it at your own discretion. More importantly, if you're betting any of these games, do it safe, do it responsibly, and most important, have fun. For Brock Page Predictions and Sports Picks, I'm Brock Page, and have yourself a positive day.